There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, yet you speak of it with every word you say. It's mysterious until you know the truth. It's simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Jesus, call it Spirit, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door, whatever name you give.
Good morning. It's wonderful here. I'm so happy to be at the center.
Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Las Vegas. We welcome you to attend with us on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. and you'll find love and beauty and happiness here.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to each and everyone who comes in this door. We spread love all around them, and we know that they will gain something for their highest and best good every moment they're here.
Ta-da!
Ask everyone just to settle into your chairs. Just be at one with yourself. Just feel the energy that is flowing from you throughout the sanctuary. This loving feeling. The energy, the peace, the tranquility that each of us are sharing with each other. This tranquility, this peace, this love goes with us wherever we go, wherever we are. The God of our being is love. Feeling that love that is emanating from your heart, and your heart is just growing bigger and bigger and bigger with this love. As each of us sit here in this loving sanctuary, our love, the energy of love is flowing all around us and encompassing and embracing everyone here today. Knowing that each one of us are here by divine appointment. Each of us are here to show our heart, our love to each and everyone here, and as we go out through into our days, our weeks, this love flows out into the universe, all over the world, because that's what each of us are, is just love. Living in that state of love is so divine, so comforting. Just feeling the energy of love and how it encompasses your body inside and out. your mind, every part of your physical body. The God of your being. Sitting in the silence for a minute and just let that love flow into you and from you out to everyone else. And as each of us come back into the conscious state, knowing that we are one. We are first and foremost love. We are the light that shines forth. Feel that love and feel that light. And as I say, Namaste, all of you beloveds going out into the day.
Good morning. Good morning. Ardelia, if I could just say, that was an incredible meditation just now. This is the best I've felt all week. Good morning, I love you. Good morning.
As you show me, oh, You are the face of God.
I love this song.
I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. Yes. I hold you in my heart, always I do. You are my family. You are the face of God. You are my family. Ooh, Lord. You are the face of God. How sweet, how good it is to just be together in this space, in this place. And I'm so grateful to get to affirm truth on behalf of each and every one of us here. And so if you will, just lower or close your eyes and know with me that there is absolutely one power in this universe. It is back in the cause and behind each and everything seen and unseen. And it is all for good. And so knowing that that spirit, that divine energy and essence is expressing itself as health, as wholeness, as healing, as beauty, as truth, as love, I am one with that one. For it is in all of its creation that it gets to express itself, and I am a way for the divine to express all of these attributes. And knowing that this is true for me, I know it is true for each and every person hearing my voice. Each person in their own unique way get to express the divine in a way that has never been expressed before. And how fun it is that I get to see the face of God in each and every person I meet. And I know I'm supported in seeing the face of God outside of these walls. It is through the teachings, the back to basics that we're experiencing this month that help us recall and remember truth. Help us practice principle. Allow us to realize the mystic within. And so I'm so grateful for a place that I get to practice and be my unrepeatable self and know that I'm supported and loved and uplifted, as are each and every person here. And knowing that we are truly what the world is waiting for, to make that change, to be that change agent. And it is through the practices here, the teaching here, that allows us to go and be it, to love it, to express it. And just by doing that, we are allowing everyone in our sphere to do the same. And so I'm so grateful for our ministers that model this for us and then allow us to go model it for others. The ministers who love us enough to pray us up all week, to love us up and support us. I know that the ministry of prayer is doing the same, just loving each and every one of us up, supporting this congregation to be its best yet. And I know each of the congregants that come in love and fellowship take that feeling out into the world. So I'm so grateful for the message today that reminds us that I hear exactly what I need from Reverend Stacy to take that with me through this week. I know that the angelic voices of Patty and Rochelle just
are just changing my heart and allowing me to soften in places that could use a little softening. And so for every volunteer, our technicians, everyone that makes this place flow and work so effortlessly, and just let me to walk through these doors and just feel love, I just say thank you. And so with a grateful heart, I release my word to that divine action of the law that's already said yes, it's already made it so. And so with great confidence, I release and I let go. And please join me in saying, and so it is.
You're special. So I could say. Was it another realm as you were praying us up all day? And thank you, Rex, for praying us up all week, too. All the ravens. Everybody. And now it's time to rock out a little bit. Because God knows I didn't do it last night. We're going to rock out a little more. Thank you to all who was there. I really appreciate it. Love it. Come on now. Everybody, get up on your feet. Yeah. See the light. Everybody, get up on your feet. We can see the light. Everybody, let us be reminded about who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. What? One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah. Let's do that again. It felt good, right? Everybody, get up on your feet. You are. See the light. Everybody. Everybody, get up on those streets, see the light. Everybody, let us remind what? About who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. What? One big family. Hey, hey, God. Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, yeah. Come on here. Let us stand on holy sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Yeah, 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 yeah. Everybody, get up on. You know it. See the light. Everybody. How come you're not moving like me? Everybody, get up on. If this big girl can do something, see the light. Everybody, you need. Let us be reminded about who we've come to be. We are the what? One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah. Bridge, bridge. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Yeah, 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 yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light. Everybody, everyone here. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light. Everybody, can't hear you. Let us be reminded about who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. I'm trying to be sexy in church. It's just not right. Have your power. Hey, yeah.
Hattie was showing out last night too at Bobby Nails, something like that. I see some of you got the pink Minmo. Yeah. All right. While you're standing, if it's comfortable for you, please put your hand on your heart and say with me, God bless America and the rest of the world. And just turn to a neighbor and say good morning. Good morning. teens were not here. Our practitioner Kathy wasn't here because she had taken the teens to winter camp, which is just over Martin Luther King weekend. And I think, Charlie, did you want to tell us a little bit about it? Or come on up. One of our fabulous 4 teens. Well, all of you. Who else is here? Oh, Isabel, Kathy. Who else is?
I think.
Oh, the Liz and Gabe and Ava aren't here, but that's okay. All right, come on up. The mic is over here.
Monday morning.
This camp, this one was the saddest of all of them. I cried the most for this one, and I made the most friends, and yeah.
Hello. Yeah, I feel with Isabel, this honestly was like a weekend where I didn't want to go home. Most summer camp, or most camps, I'm like, you know what, I'm ready to go back and bring my spiritual food and my batteries with me and stuff. But I didn't really want to go. And I'd say, oh, it's over. Why are we going so fast? The weekend was too fast for me, but it was so much fun. It was really fulfilling. I got to see Isabel dance. It was really fun. It was so much great to see like familiar faces and even new faces, and just to like really bond with like honestly strangers. She's funny. But I didn't. We always have a dance, and for this one camp, I was like, you know what? I want to like have a slow dance with someone. So I felt called to ask, and she was our co-director for winter camp, and her name was Niku. And it was such a loving moment. And she just, I'm still like giddy about it, but it was really feeling like, I think every day I like cried. And there's always a thing that we have, which is A's and B's, which is just a moment where like A's receive love and B's and vice versa. It's always a moment where it's like, I'm ugly because we're just we all end up like that. And I know Gabe's not here, but like when, I think everyone knows because when he was receiving love, I saw him and he was already crying as much as he was. And I went up to him and I just said the most like loving thing that I wanted to tell him. And I swear to God, he just went weak to his knees and he said, "Charlie, if you say anything else, I'm gonna fall." And I said, and I was just like, I'm sorry. And then we both started crying really hard. And I said,
this is a good advertisement for them. This is not, you know, send your kids to cry.
No, it's not. Okay, I promise you it's more like a loving crying, but honestly I want to say like, I really appreciate everyone that made donations and everyone that's actually here to hear me talk about teen camp in general. It's a really loving experience, and like I think everyone should experience it.
Beautiful experience, and what these teens learn is that unconditional love up there and being loved and supported, and they can take that back with them, which Charlie was able to demonstrate this week, and it was just amazing to hear the stories from everybody. So get the teens here. Yes.
Welcome, O great Savior.
May the sands of the Kalahari never clog your body's vital openings.
Thank you for that generous wish. I hold in my hands the envelopes. A child of 4 can plainly see these envelopes are hermetically sealed. They've been kept in a mayonnaise jar on Puckett Wagon's porch since noon today. No one knows the contents of these envelopes. Only you, in your mystical and divine way, will ascertain the answers to the questions, having never before seen the question.
All right, we'll give that a shot.
Envelope number 1. Hermetically sealed.
I shall divine the answer to this question.
Yes. Having never...
Snoopy and Woodstock.
Snoopy and Woodstock.
Who's running the state of California while Jerry Brown is out campaigning for president? The friendly skies have united. Where does Mary Hartman live? Quiet while we divine. Thanks.
Yes. Getting a lot of it tonight.
My eyes. Seersucker.
Seersucker.
Describe a person as suck seer. Taxi driver.
Taxi driver.
What is Scoop Jackson doing now? Valerie Giscard-d'Estaing and Alexander Solzhenitsyn.
Get that one your own.
What do you find in every bowl of alphabet soup?
So, a psychic is like Carmen. Most of us in this room are old enough to remember, I think I was 11 or in 76, remember Johnny Carson and his portrayal of Carmen, the psychic. And I have felt many times in my days, and I know we're also, many of us are of the age where we have sought out psychics. Some of us may be psychics. And we did the whole tarot card thing. We're of that generation, yes? Yes? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But what you have to realize, first slide, second, third, maybe, keep going. Dr. Holmes's definition, Dr. Holmes is the author of the Science of Mind textbook, and the founder of this teaching, is that a psychic sees, keep going, Russell. Right there. Sorry, next one. A psychic sees largely through their own or another's subjective mentality. Consequently, their impressions are more or less colored by the vibration of their own or another's thought. That is why, generally speaking, no two psychics see the same thing. Now, if they were seeing truth, they would be seeing the same thing, correct?
Right.
But it's not necessarily truth. It's maybe truth with a small t, but it's not the big truth. It's not the big truth. Again, there's nothing wrong with those of you that are psychics out there. I'm not saying anything's wrong. I'm just stating that it is maybe the truth when you seek out their advice and their counsel and their readings, and maybe not. I remember when I was younger, I lived in Northern California in high school, and back then, I'm sure it has shifted since then, but downtown San Francisco, I would sometimes walk with my mom and my brother, and we'd hang out in different stores and go to restaurants and stuff, and a psychic they would seek me out. And I was like, that's just so odd. And my mom was like, well, do you want to go in? Because she's of that age. And I said, no. I remember she had a fundraiser. She and my father were head of the NAACP at the time. And she had a psychic and a tarot cards, because again, he was of that age, and it was a fundraiser, and lots of good money was made. And she said, well, go over there. There's a psychic over there. You don't want to go over there? I said, no. She said, why? And I don't know whether it's because I grew up in the teaching. I don't know whether it was just I had a feeling that there could be seeds planted from someone else's mind into my own mind. There could be some truth in what I saw and what they saw, But there could be a chance that someone would plant in my subconscious something that I was not either ready or willing to hear. So I stayed away from it. I stayed away from it. Again, there's nothing wrong with psychics or any of that. It is, and there's certainly, we all have this ability to see within someone else something. So there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying there is. But for me, it has never been something that I have sought out, because I have always been concerned that, hey, what if they kind of plant something in there that I don't want to be so? A mystic, on the other hand, and I must say, I don't even know how to top what has gone on in this last, I don't know how long we've been here, 45 minutes. Because as soon as you walk through the door, you can feel the love. From the centering that goes on, from Lauren's prayer to the music of Patty and Dave, the love that we're all experiencing here, to Rochelle's One Power, we can sense and feel and know that there's just one presence and one essence. And it is love. It is light. It is peace and power and joy. It is right here. And it's no accident that we're right here with it, because we are that. A mystic, I think it's the last slide, Russell. Nope. Back. A mystic, Dr. Holmes said in the textbook, is one who intuitively perceives truth, and who without conscious mental process arrives at spiritual realization. The mystics include the great prophets, the inspired writers, the illumined souls of all ages. All the mystics have recognized the absolute unity of God and humankind. That's the truth. Whether some of us walked into our first science of mind and you felt that when you walked in, because that's what we teach. And it resonated with you and you stay here because that's the truth. That's what I believe. And I think that if you're sitting here, you probably believe that same thing. Yes? Yes. There's just one truth. There's just love. There's just the essence and presence of love. And that's what we're here to experience, and what we're here to envelop and embody and pass that on. Now, somewhere along the line, we kind of have missed the mark in some ways as humankind. And we've kind of gotten it a little screwed up, would you say? Just a little, right? I know a lot of you don't watch the news, I get it. But there's some stuff going on that I would say is not embracing love. Just saying. It's just been my observation. I'm a mystic. I intuitively You see, the opposite of rational is not irrational, but intuition. The opposite of rational is not irrational, but intuition. We think, we watch the news, we go throughout this human collective consciousness, and we use our conscious, rational mind. And logically, this makes sense. And so this and this and this makes sense, so therefore this. Do we not? I do. I should speak for myself. So for those of you that are not on that page, then God bless you. I will come see you later and get some counsel. But as human beings, that's what we kind of do to figure our stuff out. We use our rational mind. What about our heart? We get so beat up. We go out there, as soon as we get out there, I've seen it, literally, as soon as we get out there, experienced it with BJ once, and something happens. Not all of us. But something happens where we forget to practice that which is who we are. And then we get beaten up and bloodied and marred, and we've got mud all over us. And, for our physical body, we take a shower, we're good the next day, right? It's 110 outside. You feel a little sweaty, you don't smell so good. Take a shower, you're good. But what about for your internal side, your heart? that's been beaten and bloodied and marred and scarred and bruised? How do you take care of that? Because that's where intuition is coming through. It doesn't come through your rational mind. It doesn't come through your conscious thought. It's speaking to you through here. And if it's not telling you, love the person next to you, your neighbor. If it's not telling you to be loved, it's not telling you that you are loved and that you are loved, then your intuitive meter is off. And so, what do you do when that's the case? What do you do when you're in troubling times? When you turn on television and God knows what you might see, where the World Series, people are cheating in the World Series. In baseball, there's no crying in baseball. There should be no cheating in baseball. We've got a president, whether you like him or not, he's being impeached. Honest to God. And you may love it or you may not love it, but it doesn't look good, it doesn't feel good for an American citizen. What is it that you do to make sure that you are on path and on target so that your heart stays pure? Because that's what we all have to do. Patty sings.
I text you also.
I was texting works then.
I wanted to yell that I text you. I text you and Reverend Cheryl.
I text, yeah, I normally text. I don't text you for a song, but I should. Maybe I will.
You can anytime.
I email the Ministry of Prayer team.
Thank God.
I mean, Steve and Rochelle, they've got these beautiful, talented souls. That's where their intuition comes in, and they interpret from there. They use their creative expression to be the love that they are. That's what we all have to figure out how to, where is that in you? And you have to do it more, not less right now. And I say have to, and I mean have to. I normally don't say that. Because we can't get much more out of whack than we are right now. Yes, we can. But I don't want us to get any more out of whack than where we are right now. And we've got a beautiful foundations class where Rochelle has, I don't know, 8, 10 people? 12 people, and I have 8 or 10 or 12 or something like that. And the beautiful thing is, I don't have to do anything to facilitate the class. I mean, I go over my notes, and it's not because I've taught it 100 times, but intuitively, I know the truth. And each student shows up and they've done their work to the best of their ability, and they show up willing to listen and to express that which is on their hearts and minds. That's what it takes to have a pure heart and clean your heart. Because sometimes we just let it shut down. Sometimes we're so sick and tired of seeing the same old thing, we just let our hearts just shut down. And so we can't be the gift of love, and we also can't experience the gift of love. Some people write, and that's a beautiful way to express and to feel that which you're feeling inside and get it out and to open your heart again. Some people paint. What is it that you do that allows you that freedom? Maybe to walk, maybe it's playing with your dogs. But there's something that has to be a part of you where you're allowed to shift that which is out there. And I'm not going to deny appearances. It looks messed up. I have another word for it, but I won't use it. It looks messed up. But I'm not messed up, and each person here is not messed up. But I love feeling the energy that I'm getting now back from you all. It's like we're all in agreement to participate on the level that we need to participate in to shift the consciousness of the world. In other words, create a world that works for all. Without that, we can't do it. It takes us. we're the woke folk, if you want to say it that way. Or supposedly the woke folk, at least on Sundays. I'll take that. The woke folks show up on Sundays, then, you know, you go out and you wake some more people up at Trader Joe's or wherever the heck you are. And it's just consciousness. That energy, I mean, it comes back. You are my mirror. That's next Sunday's talk title. Lao Tzu says, find the current and things will become clear, the way running water cleanses a rock. We get to take the time to cleanse ourselves. We feel, listen, hear, perceive, and express. When we do these things, we can open our heart, our minds, to the flow of all life. The conscious mind wants to measure, it wants to weigh, it wants to discern, it wants to judge, it wants to keep you in check with the rest of humankind. And we've got to interrupt the pattern, as a young Lvcsl would say. Sometimes it's a class. I wish it were just Sundays. It helps. But 20 minutes probably, or an hour probably isn't long enough to interrupt the pattern, long enough to get you to that new state that you need to be in, to really have a pure and clean heart. But it's a good start, especially this morning. The challenge is to mentally, spiritually, emotionally keep the heart open so that it stays connected to the flow of all life. Anybody up for that challenge? Yeah? Yeah, I'm talking to you on Sunday. I'm going to check on you on Wednesday. Next slide. In moments of deepest realization, the great mystics have sensed that one life flows through all, and that all are some part of that life. All of us play a role in it. We wouldn't be here if we didn't. Who are the great mystics? Dr. Ernest Holmes, let's start there, founder of the Science of Mind. The teachers of Buddha, the teachers of Jesus. There are sculptors and painters. There are songwriters. There are songstresses. There are musicians. There are artists. There are so many. And we're all called to do it. We're all called to do it. And sometimes it's difficult. You know, I struggled this morning. I went to see Patty last night. Absolutely fantastic. I was having a great time. Went home early. Didn't have too many cocktails. I was feeling good. And then woke up at, 2 in the morning. And I was like, oh. What am I going to talk about tomorrow? I didn't have to say anything. I could have just shown up because it was already done by the time I got up here. The truth you've already received and felt that truth before I even walked up on the stage, which is always what Cheryl and I want to have happen. Why make work harder for us? You all can do more than half the work by just being here. As the song says, use me. I just have to show up. That's all each of us have to do most times. Next slide. The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. Albert Einstein, another mystic. Forgotten the gift. So I sat there at 2, and then at 3, and then at 4, and then at 4:30. I was like, you know what? This is really not what I had in mind for my Sunday morning. And so whatever is going on, I'm going to release that to wherever it needs to go. And so then after I did that, I should have found that at 2 o'clock. It went away and I went back to sleep. Before I said that, release it back, I said, I'll see something in the morning that will inspire me to do what I need to do up there on that stage. This is what I woke up to, a soul video. So video. Oh, we can do this slide first before the video. Oh, go ahead. The average living wage is $2 a day. They have no training except for the beatbox they learned recently, because some woman from the States heard them singing on a Sunday morning because they heard someone else singing, and so that's how they learned to sing. They have no training whatsoever. And just the 8 of them got together on a Sunday morning to do something joyful. If they can do that with their hearts open, without the privilege that we all have, what is it that's ours to do? Because they made a difference to me this morning, which hopefully in turn made a difference for you, which hopefully in turn will make a difference to the rest of Las Vegas, and hopefully will make a difference to the rest of the nation, which hopefully makes a difference to the United States, which hopefully creates a world that works for all. Last slide. No, 2 more slides. Oh, maybe not. Maybe we could read that one. Remember, all of this takes place in a perfectly normal state of mind and has nothing whatever to do with a psychic state. It is not an illusion, but a reality. And it's during these periods that real revelations come. Skip the next slide, Russell, please, and go to the last one. Dr. Martin Luther King, whose birthday we just celebrated this past week, said, "In a real sense, all life is interrelated. All men and women are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. And you can never be what you ought to be until I am what I ought to be." This is the interrelated structure of reality. So that's what we're called to do. And I could tell in the first 15 minutes when I walked in those doors that we're up to the task. So I'm asking you to join me, because you are phenomenal. You have changed my life in so many ways for the good. So let's get out there and do our work. We're called. Let's answer. Thank you all.
He has a song to sing. Oh my God. A lot of music today. Ready?
I actually had 2 songs.
Go ahead.
And I had 6.
Yes, I can. Ready? Ready. I am breathing out.
I am breathing in. I am breathing, let my heart be free. Now I am breathing again. I am breathing out, and now I am breathing in. The deeper I breathe in and out, the more I go within.
Go ahead. God is.
All there is to see, God is here inside of me. Smiles and hugs, love and fun, all good things for everyone. Now we give our thanks and then goodbye, and so it is. Amen.
Yes. Whoops. Let's have the dance.
There's another cash up here.
Okay. All right, your turn. Today we talked about
Caring. We talked about caring, and we don't recognize our faces, but we are still a part of the world.
Thank you. All right. I think the tweens and the teens are having a little powwow, but it's all good. It's all good. I'd like to ask our ministers to please come forward. And actually, our entire ministerial prayer team, any visiting ministers or practitioners, to please join us here at the front of the room. Yay! Reverend Stacy said these are the ones that have answered the call. But she said all of you actually did, because you showed up this morning, so. All right, so. Reverend, if you would please stand and connect.
Connect, please.
turn her on. Light her up.
So if you would just close your eyes with me and feel all the energy of love and joy in this room. Just take a big breath in. And just allow yourself to marinate in that. For the next hour or a couple hours, for the rest of the day, if you can. I'm saying if. Let it be with you the rest of the week. And remember the words of Dr. King. I cannot be who I ought to be unless you are who you ought to be. And you cannot be who you are meant to be unless I am who I'm meant to be. And so it's from that place, I'm just grateful for all that's transpired here this morning, for the expressing, for the empowering, and the inspiring. It is a good and great and wonderful day. There is good, and each of us ought to have it, and we do have it. So let's spread that love and spread that joy and keep our hearts open to all of it. And so it is.
And so it is.
Let's sing our peace song.
Let's sing.